Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and this is part 3 of this. Not really necessary, but I started thinking last night, uh, if you watch parts 1 and 2, we changed the rope to a point so they would meet, but that wouldn't be in true life with a rope, and I also did the braiding a little bit different this time. So I'm just going to go over how I did this again. I'm just going to make the rope. I'm going to fill it in with that kind of a yellow. I'm going to do a little bit different than the other parts. I'm going to make my ellipse a little bit more skinnier, and I'm just going to go in a stripe this time. I've still got my nudge factor set pretty low, so I'm going to go right to the very top of that. And it really wouldn't hurt if you were actually past it a little bit, I guess. And now we're going to fill that in with a brown and then either take away the outline or leave the outline. I'm going to leave the outline this time. I'm going to hit the plus key on my keyboard, and I'm going to go at a diagonal, kind of like right in there. Now I'm going to grab both these and go to Effects and Blend, and I'm going to blend them about, let's try it 10 times. That looks pretty good. So the other time I made like a V. So to make this work, you need to go to Object and break the blend apart, and then go to Object and just see it and group it together. Then we're going to go the other end of the spectrum. We're going to hit the plus key on the keyboard and start moving it, but hold down the control button so it'll stay on the line. Then grab those two, and if you don't get the whole yellow, you just got the two objects. We're going to blend them now like 28 times just to see. That doesn't look bad. I'm going to go a few more, make it 31, make them a little bit closer. But then what I did differently, I made like the rope, as normally would be stringed off, and on this one I just made lines in color. But on this one today in the video, I'm going to use a rectangle. I'm going to make the rectangle a little bit bigger than my rope, and I'm going to give it some rounded corners. Now I can either fill it in with like a different color or use the same color. And if you look, we're going to make it just 1 inch, 0.1 wide. Now, when we did that, the ratio was unlocked, so now it's not as long, but we can elongate it. And I would go right to the end. And remember, we're 0.1 thick, so let's change our nudge factor to 0.1. Let's grab it, hit the plus key, and just move it over. And you could do this maybe even at a slight angle. Well, that's pretty good. And then Control G to group those together, Control D to duplicate them. And let's put them to the very end of the rope. So I'm just going to move them over. Move them over instead of, well, I'm probably not. I'm probably use the control button. So let's grab them and use the control button to put them to the end. You need to start moving them before you control them so it won't act like it's trying to break them apart. Then just kind of look at it close up. That doesn't look bad, leaving a little bit. I think I'm going to do that on this end. Leave it just a little bit short of the rope. Now, you need to group all this together if you're happy. Let's break all the objects apart first because there are some blends in there. Go up to Object and group this together. Then get your artistic media tool and use, like we did in the other video, use your brush and get right here to save it. And we're going to call it Rope 11. I've made so many of them. Then with your artistic media tool picked, just draw you a rope. Now with the movement of my hand at the end, it kind of looks kind of funny, but we learned last night that we could straighten that out as we're going, while it's still on there. And you could bring this one out more. And that doesn't look, we could straighten this. And it doesn't really matter because it's a rope and it's flexible. But that looks pretty good. And you could do anything with this, with the artistic media tool. You could just draw some common shapes. The best thing you can do with this is go ahead and make a shape. Let's use the 3-point curve line and then bring a loop into it. You can actually hold down the control button and it'll make it a perfect shape. Then grab your artistic media tool, just touch it, and then for some reason you have to up or lower this number to get it to work. That looks pretty good if you had to make a rope. So I'm kind of don't know which one I like better. If I like that one, I think I still got one of my old rope. No, there, you know, if I want that like that, or I thought I had one last night that was where we made like a V, but that is pretty cool looking. Anyway, hope that helped. Thank you for watching.